Hi, I'm Michelle Butler, and this is Tatum Sword, and we're going to be talking about the learning disability she has called Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, or ADHD. This is a learning disorder where the individual exhibits inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsiveness. So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 13 years old. I'm in 8th grade. I go to Chris County Middle School in Cordell, Georgia. And my name's Tatum.
When were you first diagnosed with ADHD?
When I was 6 in 1st grade.
And what characteristics of ADHD did you have that made your mom decide to have you tested?
Well, when my teachers told me to sit down, I would get up and run around the classroom. I would talk all the time. And if my teacher told me to do work, I wouldn't do it.
So you had trouble paying attention?
Mm-hmm.
Were you disruptive in class?
Yes.
What was a day like at school before you were diagnosed with ADHD? If your teacher asked you to do something, how did you behave?
I would cross my arms and look up at my teacher and roll my eyes at it and just not do it.
How were your grades before you knew that you had ADHD?
I had C's, D's, and F's, mostly F's.
Why do you think that was?
Because when my teacher told me to take my workbook, I wouldn't do it unless I wanted to.
So you wouldn't take your book out of your desk if you didn't want to? When you were diagnosed with ADHD, did the doctor give you medicine?
Mm-hmm. Put me on Adderall, but that made me even more mean than what I was.
How did it make you more mean?
I would hit and punch my mom. I would kick her and
What about at school? How did it make you behave at school?
I would get up and run around the classroom even more than what I did before I got on Adderall.
Did you hit kids at school too? So what did the doctor decide was the best thing to do?
They took me off Adderall and put me on Concerta, which is what I'm on now, and they put me on the 18 milligrams instead of 36. Now I'm hitting 36 milligrams now.
So how did the Concerta affect the symptoms of the ADHD?
Oh, well, I was more nicer than what I was to everybody. I would do my schoolwork if I was told to, and I wouldn't get around the classroom, and I wouldn't talk as much.
And as far as homework, tell me how your ADHD affected you completing your homework.
Well, it took me 4 hours to 20 minutes worth of homework because I would do one problem, and then I'd get up and do something else, like eat something, go watch TV, get something to drink, and then just come back 30 minutes to an hour later and do some more, and do the same thing over.
So it took you a long time to get finished with your homework. So after you started taking medicine, how long did it take you to do your homework?
It only took 2 hours to do 20 minutes with the homework, but now just 10 minutes to 10 minutes with the homework. So
What did they do to help you get better at finishing your homework in a reasonable amount of time?
they put me on this booster, which is afternoon medicine.
So you take more medicine in the afternoon now? As far as your subjects in school, how are your grades? Like you said, your math homework.
In math, in 1st grade, I had a C and a D in it, but now I have only A's and B's in all my classes.
So your grades have gotten better since you started taking medicine for your ADHD. What about your relationship with your teachers or your friends and your mom? How have you noticed your relationship change?
Well, with my teachers, I'm more nicer to my teachers, with friends, I just don't talk to people unless they are my friends, and most people I just don't talk to. And my mom, I'm more nicer to my mom. Just sometimes if I miss my medicine, I'm like really mean and she makes me take it.
So before you started taking medication for your ADHD, you weren't nice to your teachers? How would you describe your behavior before?
Well, I would just not do whatever my teacher told me to do. I'd do the opposite of what they told me to do. Like if they told me to sit down, get up. If they told me something I wouldn't do it, I'd just sit there doing nothing.
And now that your grades are better, you would say you're a good student and you can focus on your work now since you've started taking medicine? Have you ever, when you said you may have missed medicine before, how can you tell how it affects you when you miss your medication?
I was like really hyper in class. I talk to people in class. I goof off. And one time I got written up for talking and playing. And is not doing my work this year.
So, I thank you very much for sharing your experiences with us, and maybe now everyone will have a better understanding of how ADHD can affect people with their education and their daily activities.